Okay, so I've already washed my face with my Tatcha cleanser. I've been using it for 3 years and it works really good, so I always wash my face 2 times a day. And I'm just with water, just like a little dime-sized amount. And once I let that dry, and then I'm gonna use my Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream, and I use this day and night just because it's really moisturizing, and it's not too heavy, even though it feels thick and creamy, but this is just one that works for me, and it works good under makeup. So now I'm just gonna get like literally a small amount, just like that. Just gonna rub that and everywhere. And I go over my brows too, because I've noticed that it just makes a difference when I do that. Bring it down to the neck also. So once that's all in, normally this would be a time that I would wait for this to soak in and then I'd go in with an SPF. But when I get ready for work every day, I probably should be using SPF every day, but I don't. But this would be like the time that I would do that. And then I'm gonna go in with my chapstick. I use this all the time, and I recommend wearing chapstick before you're gonna put on lip products because your lips are gonna look crusty. So always wear the chapstick. Put that on. And I love this chapstick because it's cheap. First of all, it's like $1 at the Dollar Tree, and it's like oily, and it even has SPF 15. So yeah, really love this one, and it works good under makeup too. Like even with any lip product, it just makes your lips look smooth. So this is the primer I use. It's Smashbox Photofinish primer. I've been using this one for like 4 years, maybe 5 even more. Just smooth and blur, so that's just the original. And I like it because it kind of has like the silicone feel to it, and it makes your pores look smooth, I feel. So I just get like literally a tiny bit, just like that. And then just like rub, and just going to put it in the T-zone. Put a little bit on my forehead, and then I like to put it here and under my eyes too. And I think that's good. So I just wait for that to soak in, maybe like 5 minutes. And in that time, I'll usually start to do my brows. I've been using the same brow pencil again for like maybe also 5 years, because it's the only brow pencil that works for me, and I really like it. It looks really natural, and I already have thick brows. This is my real brows, so I have nothing on them. They're thick. I get them waxed. But I just like to have a little something to fill in. So I'm just gonna do my brows. I'm probably gonna speed through this part because it takes a while, and I'm sure everybody has their own style of doing brows, so I'll just skip through that part. But we'll just I'll just say like the basics of how I start to do it. So you just start like really low and kind of like outline it, and then bring it down, and then it has a spoolie to like blend it, and then literally just like do that super quick. And then again, this is in the morning, so I'm doing this quickly. Like this whole makeup little routine I have here takes like literally 15 minutes because I do not have time to be putting on a bunch of makeup before work. Okay, so I think that's like pretty much good. Some people like to take more time doing their brows. Like probably if you don't have much brow, that would take longer. But I mean, in my case, I'm like a hairy monster. Like it'll look like a caterpillar if I don't tame these, and my hair is gonna be like in weird places, and I don't want that. So that's like done, and then I go in with the also the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. So same brand, Anastasia. They do brows the best. Highly recommend. And this is just like my dynamic duo here. So then I'm just gonna go like this, and then just like comb through, kind of like a hairspray. And there we go. Good enough. So by now I think the primer's all good. It's pretty soaked into the skin. It's kind of like your skin should feel kind of tacky depending on what primer you're using. But now this is the time that I would go in with my base. I don't wear foundation every day. I actually just wear concealer. So I usually wear either the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and it's one of my favorites, and then also the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. Either one looks super natural. This one's a little bit more full coverage. This one's a little bit lighter, so I like to go in with this one every day. But I think today I'm just gonna go in. Maybe we'll just like use a bit of both. So I'm just gonna start off with just like a little, like a teeny bit under the eye, and then on the lid. And then I like to bring it here just to like bring some light in that area, just like any dark areas. I do have a bit of like blackheads here, so I'll probably conceal that. And then I like to go under my nose. There's a lot of darkness there. Just like shadowing, natural shadow. And then just like a tiny bit on my nose, not too much, because I do have oily skin and I'm gonna look too oily if I put too much makeup on. And then yeah, I just don't like what it looks like sometimes when I put too much makeup on. That's why I like just to keep it light, just like where I really need it. And I'll just put like a tiny bit of the multi-purpose. This one's again thicker, but it has a really nice finish. So I feel like with this concealer you can actually use that as a foundation, because it's like heavy duty and has good coverage. So then I'm gonna go with my beauty blender. It's super dirty, but it's damp, so it's wet. So I just run it under water and I squeeze it a few times, and it's nice and wet. So I don't really use brushes to blend out my base. I just use the sponge. I feel like it gives a more natural finish, but again, like that's just preference. Some people like the brushes, but it's all for preference really. So I just run that out super quick. Just get, I just put a little bit on the forehead too. I don't like go all crazy, just because I mean I don't really feel like I need the coverage there. It's more like in the middle of the face, and I don't want my forehead to look like cakey, especially because I get oily there. So see how like quickly that blended out? Like the concealer blends out so quick. And then I like to just like look up and then really get those creases. And I also feel like this makeup is like good for every day, just because like not only does it look natural, but it's not heavy, and I honestly don't feel like I even have much makeup on. Like people will say like oh, your makeup looks natural, like what do you put on, like what foundation are you wearing? I'm like, it's not foundation, it's concealer. So okay, so I just like blend a teeny bit down to the neck just to like look all the same, and I think that's pretty good. Yeah, looks pretty even. Then okay, so my powder, it's a Huda Beauty powder, the Easy Bake. It's like Easy Bake powder. Even it says in the back, it says like the shade. It's banana bread. They have a lot of shades, but it's my favorite powder because it makes your skin look really smooth out of all the powders that I've used. And it can get a bit messy. It has like this little sifter here, like little net, and then I just like dump a teeny bit there. So there's like a tiny, and then it's still wet, so I like to keep it still wet, because if I go in dry and I just put if I just like use a face brush and just like go onto it, I notice that my face will look dry and like crusty, not as smooth. So I feel like this is like the best way to do it for me. And again, my skin is oily to normal, so if you have oily to normal skin, then then I feel like this powder, like this routine wouldn't work for you. I'd probably just use a more hydrating primer, just because that primer that I use, the Smashbox one, I don't think it's really hydrating enough. So again, we're just like blending pretty much everywhere where I put the concealer. So just like setting my face, getting a little bit more, putting some on the forehead. Kind of put a lot there because again it gets oily. Okay, so once it doesn't look like wet anymore, like my face, and it looks nice and dry, I feel like it's pretty set for the most part. So everything's looking nice and clear. Okay, looks good so far. I just make sure, I just like to look at my face to make sure that there's no lines against the hairline, because sometimes I'll notice when some girls do their makeup, there'll be like a line here. It's like orange compared to their face, and they didn't like blend it there. I feel like that's something that could cause your makeup to look weird. Okay, so done with that. Sometimes I'll go in with just like a big fluffy powder and just like finish off. And just like one overall powder, just like what's like with whatever's left there. Nothing, no more powder. Okay, so we're looking pretty semi-matte so far. Just gonna put this powder away, and then the next step is gonna be bronzer. So I just got this product in the mail. It's Makeup by Mario. It's the enhancer, so it's kind of like a cream bronzer. I don't really use cream products much, but I wanted to try it, and I actually really like it. So this is barely my second time using it. So I'm gonna go in with this brush. It's a like microfiber brush, and just like do a little tap. If I was in a rush, I probably wouldn't use this. I'd probably just use a powder bronzer, but in this case I'm just gonna use it because I just got it in the mail and I want to use it. But some people like to just put a cream bronzer because it looks more natural, I would say. I just don't really use it because I don't know, I kind of do just like my powder bronzer, but again, preference. So I'm just going in the perimeters of my face just to like warm it up. And it does have a glow, so it's gonna leave you a little shiny, but it's like really pretty. Like, see that? See that glow? Like, it almost looks like I have highlighter on, but it's literally just the bronzer. Like, it's crazy. It's a pretty cool product. It's in the shade medium. I got the powder. I got this powder, and then I also got the Skin Perfector, also in the shade medium. It has it has like a bronzer, a highlighter, and a setting powder all in one. So that's pretty cool. And then once I looked pretty bronzer, and then I'll just set it real quick with my bronzer. So this is a Fenty Beauty bronzer. It's in the shade Island Ting. It's kind of just like medium. Since I'm a medium skin tone, I always just get the middle medium shade. And then I'm gonna go in with my bronzer brush. So it's just a little fluffy bronzer brush, like little dome. It's almost done, but just using the brush. I just like to go in very light-handed, and just set the area where I put that bronzer. Just warm up my face. Oh, I'm using natural lighting. I don't have like a light behind the camera. It's just my window of the sun. So this is what it's gonna look like in real lighting. So I don't want to go too overboard. I just put a little bit just to warm it up, and then done with that. And then the next item is just gonna be blush. My all-time favorite blush. It's the Becca in the shade, well, I actually use Wild Honey, but this is in the shade Songbird. Becca actually discontinued their brand, so sadly they do not have these blushes anymore. Maybe like on like a third-party website like Poshmark or something, they might have them, but it's like a warm coral blush, and I feel like these type of blushes work good for a medium skin tone, like warm, like mine, like tan, because it kind of like brings up brings out that warmth. Like that's why I don't really wear pastels. I kind of like to have like a little bit of a brighter corally shade, especially like for summertime. And it has like a tiny bit of glow. Like it's not even glitter, it's literally like satin. But yeah, I really like it. It's really smooth. So I'll go in with that. I'm gonna use an angled brush this time. I like this one for blush. So literally like the lightest tap, and then just like really light, because again, you don't want to go overboard. It's showing up really orange in the camera, but in real life it's just like a very light orange shade, or like a corally shade, like peach. So once that's there, I think I'll go over with like another fluffy brush and just like blend it out so it doesn't look so harsh. Okay, and then my favorite highlighter, another discontinued item. It's the Becca Chloe and Malika. It was like their face palette that they came out with, again from Becca, because I love the Becca brand. Comes with 2 blushes, bronzer, and that highlight in the corner. I always use that highlight because I love it, because there's literally no glitter. Like it's just like a sheen. So I just get a tiny bit and tap off, and then literally just like put it there. I like to put it here, kind of like in the high points. See that? It's like, well, my face is already glowy from that bronzer, but that just like takes it to another level. And again, I just put a little bit for everyday work. So this look is pretty much, I mean, it is like an everyday work makeup look, but it's just a little spruced up, like a little more extra. I'm just gonna put a little bit here to brighten up the eye, and then a teeny bit under my brows, a little brow bone. Just tapping it lightly, and then just putting a teeny bit on my nose. And just like on the Cupid's bow, just for that little glow. So I'm done with that. And then another just eyeshadow palette I like to use. This is Patrick Ta, the newer one. Major Dimension palette. It's kind of like a pinker version of his original. If you haven't seen it, it's on Sephora. I really like the shades. It's like warm pink shades, like good for summer. And I like to, even if you just use a light shade, you can use it every day. So that's why I love it. Probably just gonna use 2 brushes for this, just because it's super quick eyeshadow brush. So this is just like a fluffy brush. Put it all over. I'm gonna go in with the lightest shade, and then just tap it and literally just run it through to give some like dimension to the eye, just so it's like not bare. I don't usually do this. I only do like this one shade for every day at work, but on the weekends for like just, you know, going out to eat, whatever, I'll go in a little bit more deeper. Just depends on what I'm gonna wear. Okay, and then there's a warmer, another second, like that shade is like a medium pink shade right here. So it also has glitter, but I'm not gonna use glitter today because that's like, I'm just not a glitter girl like for every day, or like maybe that's like for a special occasion, going to like a party or something. So I just ran it through super quick. Okay, so that's good enough. I just like to put, I'm not good at eyeshadow, honestly, so I don't really get too crazy with it, but I just like to have a little something. Okay, and then that's pretty much it for the face makeup. At this point, I would just spray my face with my powder, so I'm just gonna go run and get that real quick. Okay, so now I'm gonna use my Urban Decay All Nighter Spray, and I use this even on days that I work. Like if just minimal makeup, I still use it because it makes my face makeup, like the powder, melt into my face. It's like really weird, but that's, like if your face ever looks powdery and crusty, I recommend spraying it. If you're not doing it, then you should, but it makes a difference. So we're just gonna let that dry. And then we're gonna take off like the excess makeup that's there. I don't know if you see it, it's just like a little bit, but so I usually just put water or just like lick it real quick And just gonna go in the outside and take off the makeup. And it's okay if you get the chapstick off. Okay. So it's gone. I think I got all of it. And then I'm gonna go in with a little bit more chapstick. And just fill it in. And that just like takes away that dry filling, and I feel like my lips are nice and prepped for any lipstick I'm gonna wear, especially lipstick, because that sometimes just looks dry without chapstick. Because sometimes, again, you don't want to have crusty lips. So that's pretty much it. I'm just letting my like eyelashes dry so I can put my mascara on. And while my face is drying, I usually just go over my face a little bit just to like dry it off, because it's still a little damp from the spray. But so this look is super glowy. I just noticed I can see like my cheek is super glowy. And again, you don't have to go in with a glowy like bronzer that I use, the Mario one. You can always just go with the matte bronzer if you don't like glow. But if you do want to look glowy for summer, I would recommend a glowy bronzer. But as long as it's set, I mean, it's gonna look good. It just looks like I'm super shiny. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in, and this is the time that I would do my mascara. So I like to curl my lashes first. Kind of just hold down and get a hold of them for maybe like 10 seconds. Just like push. And I feel like this part makes all the difference. Like some people that I see put their makeup on and the lashes look so straight, and I think it's because maybe they skipped this step, but I feel like it makes a difference because it lifts your eyelashes. Okay, so that's done. And then this is my favorite mascara. It's the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Again, I've been using this for like 5 years. It's my favorite mascara. It's drugstore, it's at Target. It's like 10 bucks. So I usually go in with like an older one, but like I use two at the same time, but it's the same brand, but I rotate. So I'll buy another one and I'll use the older one just like for a quick prime, because it's kind of like drier right now because it's like older. So I'm just like priming almost. Like there's hardly any product on it. Just going over it quickly. I try not to go overboard because we don't want any clumps. And then here's a newer one that I bought like not too long ago. So this one's gonna be more wet. I just have more product in general. And then this is like the one that I really go in with. I might speed through this part because I mean, I think almost everyone knows how to put mascara on, but I think people just all put it on their own way, just depending on your eye shape. But usually, like, it's pretty simple. You just push up and try not to poke yourself in the eye, or get it on your eyelid. But I mean, that happens to me a lot. But you can just scrape it off with like a brush or like a spoolie or like the little Q-tip, and then it's gone. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So it's usually pretty like dry, or it's usually pretty defined, but yeah, so this is what my hair looks like. Just regular, like no product, just since last night. So I'm just gonna refresh my curls. So I wanted to show how I do that because I always get questions about how do you like keep your curls like not from frizzing, and then how does it look like really springy. Yeah, as you can see, kind of like a ribbon in a way. But so this is what I do. I'll usually part my hair in half just so I can get the bottom, and then I just like put a little, looks like that, put it there, and then I would start to spray my hair with just water and then put cream and product. So I'm just gonna go get that real quick. So it's usually pretty like dry, or it's usually pretty defined, but yeah, so this is what my hair looks like, just regular, like no product, just since last night. So I'm just gonna refresh my curls. So I wanted to show how I do that because I always get questions about how do you like keep your curls like not from frizzing, and then how does it look like really springy. Yeah, as you can see, kind of like a ribbon in a way. But so this is what I do. I'll usually part my hair in half just so I can get the bottom, and then I just like put a little, looks like that, put it there, and then I would start to spray my hair with just water and then put cream and product. So I'm just gonna go get that real quick. Okay, so this is just a plain water bottle, just with water in it. It has nothing in it, it's just water. And I'm just gonna lightly spray this, and then again here. And then I'm gonna go in with my favorite cream. This is Not Your Mother's Curl Talk Defining Cream. And then I also use the gel from the same line. So this is what I use for every day, just refreshing my curls. And I use a different gel when I wash my hair, and I only wash my hair 2 times a week, and that's just to help with my texture and my natural curl. So I'm just gonna get a teeny bit, just like rub that together, and I'll get like a little water in my hands too, and then just like run it through. I'll put a little bit more. It just depends, like sometimes you have to add a bit more water. And then I'm kind of just like raking it and then scrunching it. Okay. I don't want to put, I don't like to put too much because then it's gonna look like, I feel like it'll look too crunchy, and then it doesn't really, it looks like I got a perm or something. So this is just what I like to do to keep it kind of natural. Just spray a little bit in my hand. And then do the other side. So I'm just raking, smoothing, and crunching. And then now, after I do the cream, teeny bit of gel on one side. And it's good to be like really gentle with your hair, with this type of curly hair, because it can frizz so easy. That's why I do not brush my hair. I use a wide comb, a wide tooth comb. I do not use a regular brush because with curly hair you don't use that, and it really prevents frizz. So it looks like there's a few pieces that kind of didn't curl, but there we go. So it's okay if some of the parts are a little dry, just so it doesn't look all wet. And then I would bring down the top layer and just kind of loosen it, break up the curls again carefully, like see, very, not like all aggressive. And then we're gonna go in again just a little bit near the front. It always gets frizzy near the front. Okay. And then again, more curl cream. Start on this leg. Kind of fight with my hair sometimes because it's high maintenance. Honestly, having curly hair is really high maintenance. People think that like, oh, your hair must like, you don't even have to put product in it, like it probably already curls by itself. No, that's not true. It's not like I have straight hair, because straight hair is definitely less work, I would say. Okay, so that's probably enough cream. And then now again, gel, both sides. And the last side, and we're done. Usually if I'm doing this in the morning, I'm doing it way faster, but for the sake of the video, I'm trying to kind of just do a step-by-step of how I actually do it, and I just want to take it a little slower. Okay, and then kind of just fix the front here because it's a little weird there. I kind of will pull that like this side over just like for some volume, and I'll probably just spray a little. I kind of at the end I'll just go over and see like what areas need a bit of touch up, because some of them are still dry and they're gonna look, it's like your whole hair is gonna be defined except for the dry spots. Okay, so I think that's good. Okay, so this is what it looks like after product compared to without product, and probably you can't really tell that much of a difference on camera, but in person you can. It looks more wet, but not like in a bad way, not like crunchy. And throughout the day, like within an hour, it's gonna dry. So yeah, so this is what it looks like. Sometimes I'll just wear it down like this, or I'll use like a clip like this and kind of like tie it back and do like a half, just get out of my face, or maybe just do like a little bobby pin up here just to get out of my face. So just like little stuff like that. But this is just the product that I use every day to make it look fresh again, not so frizzy. But yeah, so this is how I get ready every day, again, for work and for school. I mean school, work and weekends. And I just want to make this video because people always ask me like, how do you do your hair every day, or like I like your makeup because it looks natural. So I thought it would be a good video to just have it all in one. And so I hope that it was helpful, and I hope some of these products will put you on, and I'll list them in the description just in case you want to buy them too, or feel free to ask me any questions about like products, routine. I'll probably do a separate hair video of how I do my wash days and my whole routine, you know, like what pillowcase I use, what my brush, my scalp massager, like all that. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching, and I'll try to be more consistent and make more videos. But yeah, thanks everyone, bye.